All right, decision 2016 now. Republican presidential candidate John Kasich is suspending his bid for the White House. That's according to a senior campaign advisor. The Ohio governor is expected to make that announcement at any minute. You can see the screen there.
Right. We're going to a live look from Ohio, and that again is where Governor Kasich is from, and he plans to exit the race for the GOP nomination.
We'll let you know when that happens, but first let's talk about this. Comes a day after rival Ted Cruz suspended his campaign as well. The move clears the path for the frontrunner Donald Trump to win the nomination. So let's talk about all of this right now. We're going to move past this and talk about what's going to happen in Wisconsin. I want to let you know that I'm being joined right now. Senator Ted Cruz ended his presidential campaign last night after a convincing victory by arch rival Donald Trump in Indiana's Republican primary. The senator mentioned that he is going to end his campaign right now. So I'm joined by State Senator Duey Strobel, who is also a Cruz supporter, and Joe Zepecki, political communications guy for President Obama and Mary Burke. So let's talk about this at first. Take a look at what Donald Trump said last night after Cruz said he was going to drop out.
What Ted did is really a very brave thing to do and a great thing to do, because we want to bring unity to the Republican Party. We have to bring unity. It's so much easier if we have it.
All right, Senator Strobel, let me begin with you. You are a Cruz supporter. You just heard there Trump saying the Republicans have to rally around Trump. Even the GOP chairman is saying that. What's going to happen now? Is that possible?
Well, when you're a Republican, you have a core set of conservative beliefs, and that we rally around. But we don't always rally around the candidate, and that is the candidate's job to sell the Republican Party on that candidate. We have our beliefs, but it's the candidate's job to get everyone on board.
And Joe, on your side there, this race now clearly moving towards November. It's going to be Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. At least that's what everyone expects. So with this now being in front of us, how does this change the game plan for Hillary, if at all?
Well, I don't think it does. I mean, clearly she has started to move her attention away from Senator Sanders exclusively. She still has contests on the primary side coming up, but she's also beginning to build operations in battleground states around the country that will allow her to switch into general election mode very quickly. And I'm confident that as this now becomes a two-person race, the choice is very, very clear, and people are going to begin to see that Donald Trump is dangerous and cannot be trusted to occupy that office.
Well, let's talk about that, because Hillary Clinton was talking about that as well. Sort of, you know, Trump was able to disrupt 16 other presidential candidates on the Republican side. Here's what she said about Donald Trump.
I'm really focused on moving into the general election, and I think that's where we have to be, because we're going to have a tough campaign against a candidate who will literally say or do anything.
So, Joe, even on the Democratic side, look, she did not win Wisconsin. She did not win in Indiana. She's having a hard time with blue-collar voters. Is there going to be a battle here?
Well, I think the map is going to look a lot like it did in 2012. So, of course, Wisconsin will have some attention, have a lot of ads, and have probably organizations on both sides. But I'll tell you that even Republicans and conservatives wouldn't dispute the fact that Secretary Clinton is an incredibly disciplined and focused candidate who knows how to do this. She knows how to get her message out. And I'm confident that over the next 5 or 6 months here, she's going to be able to paint the picture of how we build on the progress we've made over the last 8 years under President Obama and what the differences are between she and Mr. Trump.
Well, Senator Strobel, let me ask you about that. You know, Wisconsin has been a battleground state for the last, 30 years. But given how bad of a week that Donald Trump had here, do you see Wisconsin in play for a Donald Trump ticket?
Well, it's going to be a battle for him, no question about it. I think he's going to have to change a whole lot of attitudes out there. So we'll see. That's going to be his job. But what I'm confident of is that when you look down the ticket, we've got so many good candidates that people are familiar with, that they have voted for. I really don't believe that down the ticket, no matter what happens on the top of the ticket, that it's going to be a problem for the state of Wisconsin.
So you're talking about the Senator Ron Johnson campaign versus Russ Feingold?
Correct, and other races too.
All right. Thank you, Joe Zepecki and Senator Strobel, for providing that insight. We're going to have more political coverage on the presidential race. You can find it on our website. Just log on to tmj4.com/decision2016.